My guest today was just drafted by the Baltimore Ravens. He played college football at USC and was an absolute star. He was a first team All American, first team All Pac 12, and the Morris Trophy winner as the conference's best offensive lineman. It's my absolute honor to welcome to Jake's Takes Baltimore Ravens offensive lineman Andrew Vorhees. What's up, Andrew? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for doing this. It means so much to me. But
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. Thanks for the introduction too.
of course, man, of course. But I gotta give a shout out to two people. First of all, Ronnie Stanley, obviously, the nicest man in football. Oh my God, what a gem. Did you know Ronnie before you were drafted?
Not really. We have the same agent, so there's a mutual connection through that. But other than that, no.
Speaking of your agents, I needed to give a huge shout out to Kimberly for coordinating this and putting up with me. Isn't she the best?
Yeah, she really is the best. I'm so glad to have her in my corner. And today's her birthday, so just or wish her happy birthday. And now we're here on this call.
Thank you so much for this heads up. Okay, I gotta remember that. Anyway, huge congrats on being drafted. It wasn't so long ago, but it's still an amazing accomplishment. Doesn't hurt that you were drafted to my favorite team, the Baltimore Ravens, baby. Which team did you grow up watching?
Yeah, so I grew up more of a college football fan, really. I grew up in a small town in Central California, so we didn't have a local NFL team. I guess the two teams, if I were to root for a team, it would have been the 49ers or the Rams, just because of their affiliation with Los Angeles. But at the time when I was growing up, they're in St. Louis, obviously. They're now back in Los Angeles. So loosely grew up watching a lot of Rams, a few Rams games, I guess, a few 49ers games. But really was more of a college football fanatic than anything.
Which team did you go for when college football?
Yeah, so it kind of was all over the place. A big fan of Oregon back when they had Marcus Mariota and we're going on that run with Chip Kelly. Had a great team and had a great thing going on up there. Obviously, a USC fan as well. Sprinkle in a little bit of the SEC world in, so a little bit of Alabama. It was just hard not to like them when they were doing so well and just had so many great players to follow. So I just kind of honestly just more so a fan of good football on Saturdays.
100%. Good football is the way it works. I love good football. Anyway, I gotta ask how you're feeling because I know you had that terrible ACL injury during the combine. How you recovered?
Yeah, so this Wednesday, I think will be 11 weeks since my surgery. Everything's going as planned, and the surgeon and the team here, the medical staff is happy with my progress so far. So just taking it one day at a time and just keep stacking little wins, and we'll look back here in a couple months and we'll just see how far we've come and just keep taking the little victories.
So you tore your ACL, but you didn't let that stop you because you went out there and you just plowed ahead to the combine, outbenched every other prospect with 38 reps on the bench press. That's insane. It was all over social media. Like, how did you stay focused like during that time after such a bad injury?
Yeah, so obviously I injured myself on Sunday at the on the field drills, and so Monday was the bench press, and actually I didn't find out that I tore my ACL. Obviously I knew I was injured, didn't know the severity or the extent. So anyways, I've come to find out Monday morning that I actually tore my ACL. It was pretty devastating for sure. I remember I was laying on the Colts in their locker room on an exam table, and the Colts team doctor told me I tore my ACL. So sat there for about 10, 15 minutes, and then I had a decision to make. Right, it was I could go and pout and say why me and just kind of feel sorry for myself, or I could choose to have a good response and just go attack whatever was in front of me. So I knew about 2 hours later was the bench press. So I asked the doctor, I said, "Hey, can I do it?" Took a little bit of convincing, and then basically came to the conclusion that I couldn't have made it any worse, the injury. So uh, got the okay to go do that, and I was there to do a job. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what the combine is a job interview. So I wasn't gonna let the circumstances define me. Like I said, I was there to do a job, and there's still work to be done. So I knew it was for me to go out there and do it. Obviously, I did it and I did it well. I didn't realize the implications it would have in terms of the impact around the world. But it's just been so cool seeing all the greats like JJ Watt. I mean, just countless numbers of future Hall of Famers and current Hall of Famers that reached out and just congratulated me and celebrated and applauded along with me during that accomplishment. And then just to see all the kids that have reached out who are going through the same kind of injury and just saying how inspiring I am to them and whatnot. So that's been really cool over the last few months to kind of go through that. Even as unfortunate of an injury it is, there's definitely been positives without a doubt this whole way along.
That's amazing. It must have been super special when those Hall of Famers like reached out. You're probably like, let's go.
Pretty neat for sure.
Anyway, so you're joining a Ravens team that's super stacked, but they did have a few holes they needed to fill. And the offensive line was maybe one of them, other than rookie center Tyler Linderbaum, who had an amazing rookie year last year. And of course, all pro Ronnie Stanley doing his thing at left tackle. But how excited are you to be that missing piece for this Ravens offensive line?
Yeah, no, I'm just excited to be in the room with such amazing competitors and football players, and I mean, aside from that, just great men. We have mini camp coming up this week, so the whole team's going to be here, and it'll be good to be with all the older guys. Kind of like guys like Zeitler and Stanley will be there. So um, I'm just looking forward to be in the same room as them and like have the same seat at the table with them and those guys. And I mean, they bring so much experience and expertise to the position, and they're good football players. So, but don't lose sight of the fact that they're great men, and that's definitely something that they celebrate in the room, just being amazing people. Because at the end of the day, that's what really matters.
What's your skill set that's going to make you successful in the NFL?
Um, Two things kind of pop into my mind. I don't necessarily know if this first one's a skill set. I would say experience for sure. Will take me a long way. I played a lot of college football, 49 starts, 3,600 career snaps, I think. And then just physicality, I think, is an attribute and a skill set that I could really uh, have the ability to show, I guess, the world, put that on display for the world, if you will. So yeah, just when I get healthy, I'm excited to be out there. And in the meantime, though, I'm just going to get healthy and just learn this playbook and learn from some of the best guys in the world at this position.
I was actually going to mention like you're 24 years old, which is in today's NFL on the older side for a rookie. Like, you feel that's an advantage? Because I think it is, looking at some of the offensive linemen who've gotten drafted at the age of 24, older, like in when they got drafted. Guys, Jason Kelsey was drafted at 24. Like, yeah, I think it's an advantage to have that experience. You agree?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, really, it's people like to make this reference a lot, but really, at the end of the day, it's a kid's game just played by grown men. But yeah, I mean, without a doubt, repetition and just exposure to different systems and really repetition at the end of the day is super important and vital. So super proud of that. And in my last 6 years in college, played a lot of ball, like I said. So just excited to out there when I'm healthy and show that experience and put it on display.
Anyway, after lots of drama, and I mean lots of drama, Lamar Jackson just re-signed long term, baby. Let's go. Huge for the franchise. Have you ever had to block for a quarterback like Lamar? Because that's a lot of money to protect.
Yeah, I mean, last year probably was the closest thing to that with Caleb Williams in the backfield. Obviously, our reigning Heisman in college football. Um, it's just you watch him on tape, and it's just he's special, and he can just make plays with his feet when things don't necessarily go as planned. So it's always super awesome as a lineman to know that you have a quarterback that could really help you out, right? If you get in a hard spot out in the on the field in a play. So I'm just looking forward to seeing him and how he's developed this offseason and kind of what he has to display, coming up here in the next couple months. So super excited, and I know he's looking for the opportunity to compete.
100%. And yeah, Caleb Williams is something special.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm 13 and I just started working out and trying to eat better to gain some size. And I saw that you're 6'6", 310 pounds. So can you tell me what a typical meal looks like?
It all depends really. In season, obviously we're eating a little bit more. Um, but yeah, we're talking 6 egg omelets in the morning, some toast, potatoes, all that. Snack in between lunch. And you go pack on a big lunch. Protein shakes in there between lifts and whatnot, and then top it off with the big dinner. It's definitely not easy. You have to eat a ton to keep it up with all the demands and stuff, and how much energy you're expending. So that's the good thing is you can just find all the good spots and go and try not to get worn out and eat the same thing over and over. So, but yeah, it's definitely tough. No doubt, no question about it.
That's amazing. Anyway, so the Ravens typically draft really, really well. Guys like Linderbaum, Ojabo, Bateman, Pat Queen, Dobbins. So getting drafted by the Ravens is pretty significant. And I think this Ravens team is right on the verge of something special. Have you had the chance to meet with some of the development team yet?
Uh, who do you mean by development team?
Like the team that helps you develop, like trying to help you out, maybe you know,
Yeah, like support staff and whatnot. Absolutely.
yeah.
All coaches and stuff have been here for OTAs. The rookies have been here, so just working with them and just trying to learn. It's different from college football. The rules are a little bit different, so a little bit of I mean, competition level is completely different. So a little bit of learning curve, speed's a little quicker and all that. But yeah, no, we're fully integrated and stuff in regards to the rookies at least and their support stuff.
Last question, that good?
Yep.
So in your days in USC, you played with some absolute studs, guys like Jordan Addison, Drake London, Caleb Williams, like we mentioned, Talanoa Hufanga, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and many more. But which teammate were you the closest with?
Ooh, closest with that's tough. It's definitely going to be an O lineman. Oh, sorry, I don't know why the lights are so off. Sorry about that.
It's all good. It's all good.
Um, it's definitely going to be an offensive lineman. I don't know. I don't know if I could single out a specific person though. That would be really tough, just because I was close with so many of my offense. I mean, the whole team really I was, but the offensive linemen, like we did everything together. Um, I mean, taking vacations together in the off season.
Eat?
What was that?
Did you guys eat together?
Like, all the time. We'd go out constantly. So it definitely is. It wouldn't be fair, and I don't even really think I could say like I had one closest friend. I really was close with so equally as close to with so many of the guys in the room and stuff. So
That's fantastic. It just shows your personality. Anyway,
sure.
thank you so much, Andrew, for joining me today on Jake's Takes. Did you have fun with me today?
Absolutely, I sure did. Thanks for having me on.
Of course.